video on the use of the head. Step 1. Open up water intake to the head. In all other circumstances, that valve should be left closed in case the hose were to bust. With that water intake open, go up here to this anti-water siphoning device and open this in line. Now water can come through the hose. Pump this with the lid closed to put water into the toilet to the level that you want. When you're finished using it, leave the lid down, pump this until it's completely emptied out, and then go back here and break this water intake. This will now allow air in through here, and you can't possibly take in lake water continuously into the head and cause it to flood. So always, when you're finished, turn that. Then go back under here and close that off. All through hoses in the boat should be closed at all times, with the exception of the 2 water intakes for the engine. When you're finished using the engine, those should also be closed. And notice the sign that we have here. Do not put anything into the head unless you've eaten it first. That's highly recommended, especially if you have shore people that aren't used to using a ship's head. If large amounts of toilet paper or other objects are put down through the head, you could plug it up, and it's a heck of a job to try to fix it after that. Now, how to properly winterize the head. It's very important that the material that you're going to use, usually your pink winter antifreeze, that it gets pumped into here properly, and enough of it so that in around the rim area here you will get complete pink coming out there. Otherwise you could have residue water left in the head itself, which may lead to cracking during the winter time. How do you do that? Well, let's have a look. The head itself does have a filter system for filtering the water coming in from the raw water intake. Right now we have the hose off. This is usually where you disconnect the hose with a joiner, and this can be inserted into a canister via a longer hose that goes then into a jug. You then suck the pink stuff up by pumping the pump on the head to get it to come into the bowl, and make sure that it is flowing completely around the whole rim of the head. Then you have enough in there. You can then flush this, which will take the pink stuff back through this pump and winterize the pump at the same time, throwing the pink antifreeze into your storage tank area. And at the end of that process, you can then connect this back up to your water intake hose, and you're good to go for the winter again, or the summer. To winterize the head, you need to disconnect this from the raw water supply from outside, insert this green hose into it, and now this is long enough so it can be inserted into a jug of pink antifreeze. Pump the toilet until you suck enough of that in through it to winterize it, and you're all set to go. there is a filter in that line. You need to watch for it. Make sure it doesn't get plugged up from something being taken in from the sea. And this, of course, is your pressure water tank in here. And the pressure water pump is located in the head as well. The switch for this is located in the galley. And you have an additional pump you can use for discharging water overboard. This pump is identical to the one in the engine room that evacuates the head here. Should you have a failure of one of your other pumps, you could take this one and substitute parts from it if you needed to, or you can rearrange the hoses and run it into the bilge and use it as another bilge pump altogether. Here's the freshwater pump system. The switch is located for this in the galley. And here in the galley, here's the switch, and it's labeled. That runs that pressure pump in the head. That pressurizes all your water system. This bilge pump switch is for the shower. Down underneath the floor in the head, there's a bilge pump there. To activate it, you use this switch. The holding tank for the head is located underneath this upper bunk. Of course, with all the winter storage in here now, it's not possible to show you. But with everything removed, there's an upper door there, and it gives you access to the tank itself. The area where you pump it out from the deck is actually located in the chain locker on the foredeck. Once it's completely evacuated, you can come down, open up the top valve, and flush it all out with good soapy water. There is a short bilge pump as well that you can manually make sure it's completely dry for the winter. Here's the valve for pumping out your head holding tank. It's located here in the anchor well. That way any mess that you might make will be contained right here.